Hey guys, what's going on? Cody from Vapes Easily here, and I got
Riley here. Today we are coming at you with a video about relevancy.
Is it
relevant?
Is it worth it? Is it a thing? No, is my opinion on this thing. Introducing the Rulo RX23. So this came out what? A year and a half, year-ish ago.
A little over a year ago, I think.
So when this came out, this was the height of technology. Oh my gosh, I can do 2 batteries. I can do 3 batteries. How great is that? It's not.
It used to be.
It used to be.
Me and Cody have a little bit of differing opinions.
I figured I'd get Riley on this since he's like the fanboy, and I absolutely can't. I loathe this thing. So I never bought one of these. He did. And I didn't buy it because I saw what was going to happen right off. And for like 99% of the people that I know that use this thing, eventually this battery door wears out or bends or something like that. The contacts no longer touch, and then it is useless.
Never happened to me. I had a separate issue. I'm now using the old RX, and this is why I like RX stuff, is because I've had the RX... the original one, the RX200, I had it for 2 years. It broke because I broke it, not through any fault of the manufacturing. I've had this one, and it's been working for about 2 years, and it works perfectly fine. The port still works on the front. I never have any faulty atomizer error issues or anything like that, like a lot of the RX stuff has. But the 2.3 is probably my least favorite RX that I've ever owned. And I'm not saying that it's a bad box by any stretch of the imagination. It just has a little bit of issues. To me, I had mine for about 8 months, and it worked perfectly fine. I never had that battery door issue that a lot of people had. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I just never had that issue happen to me. The reason mine broke is because I dropped it one time. I had my mini boot on there, and I broke the firing pin. So it was kind of user error on my aspect. Now, I'm not also saying that it's the best box in the world. But it works for what it is.
I mean, for what it was and what it is, it's definitely an okay box. Like, I out of a scale of 10, I would give it a solid 5.7. 5.7.
Well, what would you call a 10?
I would call it 10. I would call it 10 like a DNA device.
A DNA device would be a 10, like a Vapor Shark?
Yeah, like the Vapor Shark.
And what would you call a 0?
Pretty much anything made by Smoant.
All right, so it's about middle of the road. I'd give it personally like a 7.
Like if I hadn't seen so many of them like be bad, I would give it a higher rating. Like overall, like the contact pin's great. Never had an issue with the 510 coming out of there. The screen's great. The buttons are all right. Overall, the shape and feel is great. Even when you had the 2 batteries in there, it didn't feel super awkward like some of them. Really, the biggest thing was just those battery doors. Like, I have PTSD about those battery doors. Like, you'd have somebody come in and they'd be like, my RX ain't working. And I'd be like, what's the problem? Well, no, it's saying low voltage. And I'd be like, it's the battery door.
Battery door.
It is the battery door. And so then you have to explain that to them, and they're just like, but this piece connects, so it's fine. And it's like, no, it is not. This thing is garbage.
Yeah, I've seen the issue, and they did have that issue. I never saw that issue with the 2 battery door, which is another reason why the box is still, it's not the best box you can buy, I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's worth the money just off the 2 battery aspect, and if you run it in 2 battery mode all the time, you're never going to have any issues with that, because the battery door doesn't actually have any connection to it. It's just there to keep the batteries in.
Really, like, what I wanted to say, though, about this video and, like, the relevance of it, like, now with the RX Gen 3 out, like, you can't swap it between 2 and 3 batteries, but you're not going to have to worry about your battery door not working, so there's a bonus off of that. And then with the other mod that's out, the RX, the RX 2700, which uses the 2700 batteries, you're not gonna have an issue with that either. There's been a lot of changes to those boxes. So like with what's out now from Rulo or from Wismac versus this, I would say just go ahead and buy one of the new ones compared to this thing. But that's my personal
Unless
opinion.
you can find one of these for cheap. I mean, if you can find one for like in store for like $60, 50, $60, pick it up. I mean, it's not a bad device at that price point. I wouldn't pay full price for them right now, because you can get, like he said, the 2700 or the Gen 3 for the same price as one of these brand new, and they are much better boxes. There's no doubt about it. But it is a year old. I mean, and
Yeah.
everybody. I mean, if you're watching this video and you don't know, the vaping industry is insane about how fast something,
Yeah, like
goes
computers
bad.
lose relevancy within
Yeah.
4 years. These lose relevancy within like 4 days.
Yeah, like you can have something brand new. It's similar to the phones. I mean, you get that new iPhone, and next year yours is obsolete. Like the new one's perfectly fine. It's much better. And vaping's really that way. I mean, you get a new box, and then Wismec comes out with the next one, and it comes out the next day. You're never gonna have the newest thing, because they're making advancements every day with this stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And it's always like, it's a dark ages into bronze ages into, just everything like that. It's just a matter of trial and error and playing with stuff and see if it works or not. As far as the concept of the box, it was a great idea. As far as the make of the box, I think it's a sturdy device, minus the battery door.
Yeah, so like we got the box here, and I'll show you what I was telling you about. They do come with this other door here, and it goes right on the back, just the same as that one does. We'll actually go ahead and just throw it on there and show you if you don't know. But so like that battery door, you actually put your third battery in that door there, and there's where your connections are. On this one, the connections are here, so it's a lot easier for there's more stuff to go wrong in this one than there is to go wrong in this one. So a lot of people know the more moving parts, the more things there are to go wrong, the more likely there is for something to go wrong. And that's why these have issues, is because they're a little bit more complicated than other boxes, and that's why they break. But when this one's in, like I said, I've never seen an issue with this 2 battery door in there, except for the fact that I'm having an issue putting it on. But other than that, I mean, they usually work with the 2 battery door, and that's usually what we told people when they came in with issues with the third battery door, is just you're gonna have to run in 2 batteries or get another one. And that's really the only fix for it. But it will work perfectly fine with 2 batteries. You just won't have that battery life that you get off the 3 batteries.
Yeah, so that's really what we got for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Be sure to get back to you, all right?
Peace.
Peace.